Hello guys, my name is Billie, Ryandra, Octora, Lutfi, Nugroho. My student number is C11.2019.02077. I'm in group C11.2.2. I am a student of English Literature, Faculty of Humanities at Octora University. Okay, today I want to explain a little bit about basic translation in my lecture. Okay, so what do you know about translation? Translation is an activity of transferring the idea or messages of a text in one language, called source text, and the production of new equivalent text in another language called the target text, or the translation. Translating into English requires special skills and ongoing practice to produce satisfying translation product. To understand why this can happen, we need to know the translation process at each step. Okay, the first step, the translation process begins with analyzing the source text, or CSLT. At this step, our linguistic ability to interpret correctly and understand the source text is very much needed. The second step in the translation process is transferring messages to target language text, or TLT. Here we can use dictionaries, thesaurus, and other relevant supporting materials or sources. The ability to choose the appropriate equivalent in the target language text is must ensure that this message is presented correctly in the target language text. The third step, restructuring process. Because every language has its own system. Change in translation cannot be avoided. This is acceptable as long as the meaning or messages source language text is presented correctly in a target language text. Besides, having to be able to understand and add the language of the such text, we must be aware of the pragmatic context and minimize the occurrence of grammatical errors in the target language text. For example, in translating text from Indonesian to English, we must understand the use tenses, articles, preposition, phrasal verbs, etc. So people who translating something like books, novels, films, news, articles, etc. are called translator. Technique. If you want to become a translator, you must have some skills like this. First, you must complete knowledge of both source and target speech. Second, write appropriately in both source and target language. Third, ability to have language intuition to grasp variation, expression, idioms, and specific vocabulary in their uses. 4. Be aware of the cultural divergence and diverse strategies in the source and target verbal communication. 5th, be aware of diverse registers, styles of speaking, and social stratification of both source and target language.
6th, you have to be provided with encyclopedias and bilingual dictionaries in a specific context. 7th, you have to take control of the different kind of speeches in both source and target language.
Okay, I want to show you the problem in translating. I will show you the problems, solution, and close examples. Okay, problem 1. Structure in the language. The structures of sentences in English and other language may be different. For example, in English, the adjective is placed before the noun, like red car or beautiful girl. But in Indonesia, the adjective comes after the noun, like mobil merah atau gadis cantik. The solution is gain expertise only in the couple of the language that you are already well versed with. Make use of grammar checkers, translating memory tools, and other techniques to ensure that you have maintained the structure in the target language without changing the meaning or sense of the search document. The second problem. In many languages, certain terms may be completely absent. This has also to do with culture, as those objects may not be used by the people, or those action or activity may not be permitted or simply not performed. This is potentially a difficult situation for the translator. Let's suppose the term child adoption has no related word in other language, because such a thing just doesn't take place in that area. The solution, in such cases, it is best to confer with the client and then come to a decision as the best course to take. Okay, they may be suggest retaining the word of the search document, or they may suggest the new term themselves, or may even you ask to come up with a newly coined terms that gets as close to the actual meaning as possible. Okay, I will include the link source of this summary at the end of the video. So that is for today's video about basic translation in general, and thanks for watching.